When the world first heard whispers of a new virus spreading in Africa, the memories of COVID-19 were still fresh in our minds. Could this be the next global pandemic? The World Health Organization has now declared MPOX, formerly known as monkeypox, a global health emergency, with cases surging across multiple continents. But is MPOX really on the path to becoming the new COVID-19? The question on everyone's mind is, should we be worried? The current outbreak of MPOX has raised alarms, not just in Africa, where it has long been endemic, but now in Europe, Asia, and beyond. The virus, once confined in specific regions, is now making its way across borders, and the world is paying attention. But unlike COVID-19, which spread like wildfire through airborne transmission, MPOX spreads differently, primarily through close physical contact. Does this mean we can breathe a sigh of relief? Or are we underestimating the potential threat? In this unfolding story, we will dive deep into the fact, comparing the spread of MPOX to the early days of COVID-19. We will explore how the virus is moving, why it's spreading, and what it means for our future. With cases now confirmed in children and adults across more than a dozen countries, including a newly identified strain in Sweden, the situation is evolving quickly. It's just another viral outbreak that will fade away. Or could MPOX be the start of something much more serious? To comprehend the potential impact of MPOX, it's essential to understand how it spreads. Unlike the airborne transmission that made COVID-19 so insidious, MPOX is primarily transmitted through close, skin-to-skin contact. This includes direct contact with lesions of infected person, or with contaminated materials like clothing or bedding. The virus can also spread through respiratory droplets, but this requires prolonged face-to-face interaction, making it less likely to cause widespread community transmission. This mode of transmission significantly reduces the speed at which MPOX spreads compared to COVID-19. However, the visible symptoms of MPOX, such as the characteristic skin lesions, may actually help in controlling the spread. People are more likely to avoid contact with someone showing these symptoms, naturally reducing transmission rates. But does this mean we are out of the woods? Comparing MPOX to COVID-19 highlights key differences that suggest a pandemic on the scale of COVID-19 is unlikely. COVID-19 spread rapidly across the globe because it could be transmitted by asymptomatic carriers, people who didn't even know they were sick. In the early days of the pandemic, the virus spread invisibly, with cases skyrocketing from hundreds to thousands in mere weeks. MPOX, however, spreads much more slowly. Since its resurgence in 2022, it has taken over 2 years to reach nearly 100,000 cases globally. Moreover, while COVID-19 quickly overwhelmed healthcare systems, leading to more than 126,000 infections and 4,600 deaths within just 3 months of its identification, MPOX has caused far fewer fatalities, with around 200 deaths reported to date. What makes MPOX less threatening, for now, is the fact that we have tools to combat it. Vaccines and treatments are available and have been deployed in various parts of the world, particularly in countries that have seen previous outbreaks. These measures have proven effective in slowing the spread, particularly in richer nations that have the resources to respond swiftly. But while the outlook may seem more optimistic than the early days of COVID-19, the reality on the ground in Africa is far more concerning. The majority of MPOX cases and deaths are concentrated in Congo, a country grappling with a collapsing healthcare system. With over 500 deaths among more than 14,000 cases, the situation is dire, yet the international response has been slow. Despite requests for 4 million vaccines, Congo has yet to receive any significant support. This lack of resources is not just a problem for Congo, it's a problem for the entire world. As we've learned from past pandemics, viruses don't respect borders. The ongoing spread of MPOX in Africa could eventually lead to more cases in other parts of the world if the situation is not brought under control. The global community is at a crossroads. The tools to stop MPOX are available, but they must be deployed effectively and equitably. Experts warn that Without international support to curb the outbreak in Africa, the virus could continue to spread, potentially mutating and becoming even more challenging to contain. The WHO and other global health authorities have emphasized the importance of prioritizing the fight against MPOX, particularly in regions where the virus is most effective. It's not just about stopping the spread, it's about preventing a repeat of the mistakes made during the early days of COVID-19, when delayed action led to catastrophic consequences. So, can MPOX become the new COVID? The answer, for now, is likely no, but that doesn't mean we should be complacent. The current outbreak has shown that MPOX is a virus capable of crossing borders and reaching populations that once thought they were safe. The key difference this time is that we have the knowledge, vaccines, and treatments to stop it if we act now. The real question isn't whether MPOX will become the next global pandemic, but whether we are prepared to do what's necessary to prevent it. The world is watching, and the decisions made in the coming weeks and months will determine whether MPOX remains a controlled outbreak or becomes something far more dangerous. The choice is ours. MPOX may be an old virus, but its recent resurgence reminds us that infectious diseases are always evolving. By staying informed and taking simple preventive measures, we can all play a part in stopping its spread. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Stay safe and stay informed.